Have you ever given and been unimpressed by somebody's reaction?
Oh man. It's such a hard thing when you give because you're hoping. Like selfishly, you're like, I hope this is a moment. And sometimes it's not. We paid off $10 million of debt. So Dave bought the book of debt from this company for $250,000. And it was $10 million worth.
Oh,
and so we
like
got to make the phone
collections.
calls. Yes,
sort of
a debt
thing.
collection. And so he bought $10 million worth of debt for $250,000, and then we got to make the calls. All the Ramsey team members made calls to let the people know, hey, your debt has been paid off. And I remember I called this guy, and I was like, hey, this is George from Ramsey Solutions. Just want to let you know that car that you had in collections, this Nissan Maxima, has been paid off completely. And he said, I didn't ask you to do that. I was like, oh my gosh, this backfired. What do I say? He was upset.
Why? It's in collections.
I don't know. Well, the truth is these people haven't paid on this debt in a long time. They maybe don't care about it anymore. They've moved on. But I was just so taken aback. Like if that was me, I'd be like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like thank you so much. And so that was just like, you don't know what you're going to get on the other side of generosity.
Crap.
So that was a little lesson I learned there of like, set your expectations. It could go south.
What I've been doing is getting people's dinners. So sometimes we'll go out and I'll just see like a couple or
You haven't got my dinner.
No, I won't get Jack's dinner. Jack's dinner. But
you're
it's
doing
like,
all right.
I'll see random people, or there's one guy, this guy kind of sat alone, an older guy, and I was like, I'm just getting his dinner. But I'll just tell the people secretly.
Oh,
I'll pay
cool.
for it. He doesn't know it's me.
Yeah.
No one knows it's me.
He just knows, hey, someone has paid for your dinner.
Someone's paid for your bill, usually after we've left.
That's cool.
And their bill is paid for. But I remember one time we went to a restaurant, and we're sitting down, and we saw this lady come in, and she had a young child with her, and it was maybe like 9 p.m. And I'm thinking, is she waiting for something? Is it pickup? And then I realized she's doing the delivery service. And I thought, like, it's got to be maybe like a single mom, because obviously if like someone's at home, the kid wouldn't be out with her. And the kid looks like a young kid, like 4 or 5 years old, is kind of sitting, and like the mom's obviously doing this. And so I give her $100, and I say, hey, I just want to give you this. And I don't want to say I was unimpressed by your reaction. She was like, oh, thanks.
But you were hoping for a little bit more.
I was hoping for a little more. I mean, but anyway, you got to do it because you like doing it. But the reaction would have been nice.
Yeah, no, that's a tough part. I mean, you were always hoping, and we got some of that when I gave the $10,000 at Waffle House at 3 different locations. We paid for everyone's tab. The shocking part is you could go into any Waffle House in America and cover the tab of the entire restaurant for $100. Like that was mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $150 for a packed restaurant. Like that is such a cool thing to do. Just walk in and be like, hey, everyone here, $200, whatever anyone's tab is, I'm covering it, and here's a $50 tip to the waitress. That's just a cool, fun thing to do. And it's not a waffle. I mean, you can go to any place. But for some reason, talking to the people at Waffle House, like this lady had been shot in the chest by her kid's dad, who's clearly not in their life anymore. Single mom of 3 kids. She'll be working on Christmas Day. And so when I gave her $500, I mean, she was already in tears. And then I said, hey, you know what? What are you getting the kids for Christmas? She's like, I don't know. I'm working on Christmas Day. And I was like, I want these kids to have an amazing Christmas. Here's an extra $2,000.
Whoa.
And the floodgates opened. The coworkers are all hugging her. And it wasn't like a flex on my part. It wasn't even my money. It was Ramsey's money, and we just wanted to find a fun way to be generous. And I thought, let's go to Waffle House. But like that, to me, that affected me more than her potentially. You know what I mean? Like I'll never forget that, of just the power of, $2,000. That's still a lot of money. But it changes her world. You know what I mean? And so whatever we think is a lot of money to someone else, or we don't think is a lot of money to someone else, is life-changing, whether it's in another country or whatever.
I like that over charities because you get to see the impact firsthand. And I feel like sometimes you give to a charity and it's more just like, you get these things in the mail every now and then. Thanks for your donation.
You don't get to see
you get
the
to
fruits
see,
of
I
your
like
labor.
to see the impact it makes on people firsthand.
Also, you do not know how efficient charities are with their spending.
Oh,
I don't know how efficient
a lot
they
of
are.
that, they spend a lot of money on marketing.
Well, you know what's really cool?
And wait, one other thing. I gave to a few different charities earlier this year, and ever since then, for the past like 6 months,
Oh, you getting bombarded?
every single
They
time
hit
I
you
open
up?
the mailbox, they text me, my emails. It's like, yo, I
bro,
gave you
chill.
a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
It's like it's every
The
single
worst
time.
are the animal ones.
Oh, they know how to get you.
That is never ending, and they send you photos. Thank you for your
Picture of a
donation.
sad puppy in the mail. What are you
to,
trying to do to me?
whatever it is.
Have
'Cause
you
I did that at
guys-
Petco, and I signed up for one of those things. And it was just,
Have you guys heard of Charity Water? It's run by a guy named Scott Harrison, and he has revolutionized charity. Because here's what he did. He said, hey, I'm going to change the game. 100% of your donation goes to fund water projects in Africa. And so you're wondering, well, how does they cover overhead and bills and all that? They cover that with private donors. So a group of private donors comes together to cover salary, overhead, all of that, and 100% of donations goes straight to the project. And they even have found a way to track your donation to the exact water project, and they will follow up.
Awesome.
That's
So
fantastic.
you can go in online and see the exact location of your water project, the status of it, and the people affected by it, sharing their stories. And to me, that is like what every charity in America needs to get to. So I love that model of private donors cover salary and overhead, and consumer donations go 100%.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of transparency that will cause more people to give. Because
I love that
there's a
model.
clear distrust.
Yeah.
And there's like sites like Charity Navigator that help with this, which is cool. But I think that's a really cool model.